Lin Chen accidentally crossed paths and became the leader of the Tianling Sect. But the master was ambushed, his body died and the entire sect was destroyed. He was the only one left, and the Heavenly Spirit Sect was about to decline. Fortunately, Zongmen is too awesome, and can upgrade automatically. The martial arts pavilion where you are located, seeing that the number of martial arts in this sect is too small, was infuriated and collected the top martial arts from various interfaces on your own. Your medicine garden, realizing that it has become barren, feels guilty and begins to automatically cultivate ancient spiritual medicines. Your divine weapon peak has sensed the birth of ancient divine weapons and is very pleased. You plan to go and collect the divine weapons under your door. Your Dantari is alone and lonely, so he wants to contact a Danwang to come and refine pills. Quickly, the Heavenly Spirit Sect became a massive force, suppressing countless sects and disciples who were comparable to ancient gods. Lin Chen. My sect is also amazing, I can even upgrade myself. Alright, I can lie flat now. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 1. Sect Leader Lin Chen, Sect Gate Automatic Upgrade System. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Master, don't worry, I will definitely avenge you. I will handle the matter of the Tianling Sect well, and I will definitely restore the former glory of the Tianling Sect to never be forgotten. On the top of the barren mountain of the Tianling Sect, a young man's face was filled with sorrow. His name is Lin Chen, and he is an ordinary traveler. This is a world of the fittest, where powerful beings can pick stars with their bare hands, crush mountains and rivers, and weak people are like ants who can be killed at any time. As soon as Lin Chen arrived in this world, he became the only child of the leader of the Tianling Sect. However, the good times did not last long, and the Heavenly Spirit Sect gradually declined, ultimately leaving only their master and disciple behind. Until his master's death, the Heavenly Spirit Sect only left him, and that was him. Looking around, there are only some desolate buildings and peaks, with ruins everywhere. Where is there any trace of the martial arts sect? Master's deadline was approaching and he had to go out to look for opportunities to break through. However, on the way, a master from the Qingyu Sect killed him. My master has no grudges or grievances with you, why kill him? Qingyu Sect, this grudge is unforgettable. Lin Chen's eyes were firm. From his birth until now, his master has always been taking care of him in the dark, providing him with the best living conditions. They are not relatives, but they are even better than relatives. But now that his master has died tragically, how can he sit idly by? But how easy is it to seek revenge for my master? He is the only one in the Tianling Sect, and his talent is also average. It was only 2 years ago that his martial arts reached the state of quenching body. After quenching, it's about forging bones, refining organs, and creating a sea of energy. Qingyu Sect is a well-known sect, and those who can kill his master are at least in the bone-forging realm. Not to mention, there is also an expert in refining the dirty realm who can open mountains and seas with just a wave of his hand. Lin Chen is just a quenched body realm, no different from ants. Even a disciple of the Qingyu Sect can easily kill him. This time, he never had a chance to avenge his master again. The Qingyu Sect has always been known for its ruthlessness and swift actions, never leaving any hidden dangers. I think it won't be long before they come to destroy the Tianling Sect. Lin Chen also had a headache. Ding! Congratulations to the host, the sect automatic upgrade system is currently being activated. Activated. Identity binding successful. A heartless electronic sound entered Lin Chen's ear, causing him to shiver throughout. How many years have passed, and the system has finally emerged. The sect you are in, upon seeing this scene, is filled with guilt and has made up its mind to activate automatic leveling. Your sect has obtained 1 main peak and 100 side peaks. Your sect has obtained a mountain gate based on the dragon bones of the underworld sea. Your sect has obtained a martial arts pavilion, which can take you to billions of martial arts levels. Your sect has obtained a Dantari. What your sect has obtained is a spiritual beast garden, which is nurtured by the blood pool of gods. Your sect has obtained a piece of ancient spiritual land. A series of indifferent words surprised Lin Chen's heart. Automatically upgrade sect. I can't believe it. In an instant, in the sky of the Heavenly Spirit Sect, a brilliant cloud appeared, and lightning snakes swam through the clouds, emitting deafening thunderous sounds and soaring into the sky. In the next moment, a brilliant light fell from the sky, and magnificent buildings appeared out of thin air above the Heavenly Spirit Sect. And the mountain peak, like a divine artifact, towered into the clouds, giving people a feeling of being towering and chilling. Is this the legendary deity? And around the main peak, there are hundreds of side halls, martial arts pavilions, spirit beast gardens, and so on. The once dilapidated sect has now completely transformed, with a terrifying aura emanating from the dragon bones. Above the gate, there is a huge plaque with the words Heavenly Spirit Sect written on it. If there were experts from the underworld here, they would definitely be surprised to see this scene. You should know that this deep-sea dragon is a supreme existence in the entire underworld. Its power is enough to destroy a world, and no one dares to provoke it. Now, this underworld dragon bone is actually used to make a mountain gate. This is too shocking. The Heavenly Spirit Sect has completely changed its appearance in a very short period of time. Everywhere here is the vitality of heaven and earth, which can help martial artists understand the laws of heaven and earth. The Heavenly Spirit Sect, which was once about to run out of spiritual energy, is now extremely rich in spiritual energy. Everywhere is the phantom of fierce beasts, just like the holy land of immortals. Nowadays, the Heavenly Spirit Sect is much stronger than those major sections. Lin Chen saw the changes in the Tianling Sect and was also secretly amazed. Sure enough, it's the system. I'm afraid no sect can match this change. But to destroy the Qingyu Sect, relying solely on this means is not enough. Moreover, my current strength is also very weak and useless. Moreover, once discovered by other forces, it is very likely to be taken away by others. Lin Chen frowned, and just as he thought so, the system seemed to see through his thoughts. Ding! Your sect sees the emptiness of your own mountain gate and decides to offer the 4 great ancient divine beasts mountain protection formation. Ding! Your sect is extremely angry about not having any disciples and is preparing to contribute a Qi Luck golden dragon to recruit martial arts talents from all over the world. Ding! Your sect's martial arts pavilion feels guilty when it sees that the leader only has a cultivation level in the quenched body realm. Therefore, they offer the ancient residents divine body and blood spirit holy body as gifts, and give the peak of the divine soul 10 strikes, a divine prohibition code, and an ancient blood blink of an eye. Lin Chen suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. This sect is really understanding. Immediately after, a loud dragon chant surged into the sky, causing him to involuntarily look up at the sky within the sect. At this moment, the colorful auspicious clouds over the Heavenly Spirit Sect suddenly rolled up, and a majestic golden dragon, measuring millions of zhang in length, descended from the sky with a towering momentum. The golden dragon has bright and vivid eyes, emitting an extremely terrifying aura from its body. It is so powerful that it makes people gasp for breath, as if the surrounding space is about to be crushed, giving people a feeling of heart pounding. This golden dragon represents a person's destiny. Qi luck, these two things are extremely important for any power. Every sect is searching for a treasure that can bring supreme luck to the sect, in order to ensure that their sect will remain prosperous and never fail for thousands of years. As for the Qiyun golden dragon, it only exists in ancient books, and even in ancient times, no one has ever heard of it. And now, the Heavenly Spirit Sect has unexpectedly produced such a treasure, and it is also a divine object that guards Qi luck. Every disciple, after receiving the golden dragon, can receive the blessings of supreme qi. Along the path of martial arts, opportunities abound. To elevate to a higher level is as easy as eating and drinking water. The massive golden dragon circled over the Heavenly Spirit Sect, emitting a earth-shattering roar before walking towards Lin Chen. From now on, the fate of the Heavenly Spirit Sect will be entrusted to you. Lin Chen said lightly, and there was a rare hint of joy in Jin Long's eyes. Then he roared and his body gradually disappeared, sinking into the Heavenly Spirit Sect, suppressing its luck. Lin Chen's expression was calm, he knew that Qiyun Jin Long was obedient to him. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 2. Feng Shui takes turns, don't deceive young people into poverty. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Lin Chen silently recited the system, and a map suddenly appeared in front of him, showing an area. He discovered a large formation of ancient four beasts guarding this area. After thinking for a moment, he walked out of the sect to see how strong the mountain protection formation was. Activate the mountain protection formation. In Lin Chen's mouth, an extremely terrifying aura exploded inside the sect at this moment. Xuanwu, Zhuke, Qinglong, and Baihu are the virtual shadows of the four divine beasts, emitting extremely terrifying pressure, as if they are about to shatter the spiritual energy between heaven and earth. In the distance, the virtual shadows of four divine beasts are suspended in the misty formation of the mountain protection, constantly emitting deafening roars, as if returning to ancient times, making people dare not approach. If anyone thinks they have broken into the defense array of the Xuangu four beasts, it is mercilessly wiping them out. Great, with this mountain protection formation in place, even the experts of the Qingyu Sect don't have to be afraid, they're afraid they'll never come back. After witnessing the defense formation of the Xuangu four beasts, they were not afraid of the arrival of the Qingyu Sect, but instead filled with anticipation. They all want to see how terrifying the defense formation of the Xuangu four beasts is. It's time to go and see what rewards there are in this martial arts pavilion. Ancient Divine Body, Template. The ancient body can create a heaven and earth, obtain divine blood, surpass mortal flesh, possess top-notch intelligence, top-notch roots and bones, and possess top-notch talents. Each one is a deity-like existence, even a deity. Blood Spirit Holy Body Template. A terrifying blood spirit bloodline from ancient times that can reshape roots and meridians, obtain extraordinary bloodlines, possess incredible power, and have a long history in the path of martial arts. And the ancient mansion divine body is the most terrifying. Continuing to practice, one can become a god. Lin Chen made a decision almost immediately and directly activated the ancient mansion divine body. In the next moment, a brilliant holy light emerged from the void and bombarded Lin Chen. Boom! Suddenly, there was a thunderous sound in Lin Chen's body. He felt his flesh and blood boiling, a violent and domineering force rolling and penetrating into his flesh and blood. A divine aura slowly emerged, imprinted in his flesh and blood. If there were other warriors, they would definitely be surprised to see this scene. From their perspective, the aura emanating from Lin Chen far exceeded that of a master in the realm of Qi Sea. His breath was as vast as the sea, as if he were a great power awakened from ancient times. Runes flowed around him, emitting a terrifying and powerful aura. As if one breath could blow a mountain peak to ashes. Lin Chen's body was undergoing changes, with his flesh and bones undergoing the transformation of the divine body. Fortunately, the pain did not last long and ended quickly. The ancient mansion divine body has also completed fusion. Lin Chen felt that his physical body was unprecedentedly strong, filled with endless violent power from top to bottom, like a wild beast. And his brain has become unprecedentedly clear, able to see everything around him clearly, and his mental strength has also greatly improved. Just by fusing the divine body once, my cultivation reached the peak of refining. The ancient mansion divine body is indeed terrifying, but this blood spirit divine body can be used by those loyal disciples of the Heavenly Spirit Sect. The martial arts pavilion gave me 2 sets of martial arts, and I am already close to the bone forging realm. I don't know if this set of martial arts can help me break through it. Lin Chen's gaze fell on these 2 books. Divine Prohibition. A unique skill of the immortal family that cannot be evaluated, and its power is immeasurable. It contains many fundamental divine laws and powers. Those who practice it will be invincible at the same level, and killing enemies at higher levels will be like slaughtering pigs and dogs. Ancient Blood Cheyenne. The eyes of ancient gods were able to see through all things in heaven and earth, which was extremely terrifying. Seeing this scene, Lin Chen couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. These 2 methods are really terrifying. Once mastered, how about it? Thinking of this, Lin Chen made a decisive decision and sat cross-legged on the ground, practicing his techniques. With top-notch qualifications and his backbone, Lin Chen's cultivation speed was very fast, and he quickly reached the entry-level. Not long after, he completely mastered this ancient blood blink of an eye. Then, he began to study the divine prohibition, which was his main method of cultivation and must be taken seriously. Not long after, Lin Chen's breath began to surge, becoming more terrifying and stronger. Perfect quenching environment in the early stages of the bone forging realm, in the middle stage of the bone forging realm, in the later stage of the bone forging realm, in the early stage of refining the dirty realm. Indeed, it is a method that can only be practiced in the divine mansion. In a few days, it will reach the initial stage of refining organs. It is estimated that there are not many people in the world who can match me. On the other side, under the gate of Tianling Mountain. On a quiet mountain path, a young man dressed in ordinary clothes and with a determined face is walking towards the direction of the Heavenly Spirit Sect. Ziwei, Feng Shui takes turns, don't deceive young people into poverty. Today's revenge, I will definitely repay it 10 times. My meridians have been cut off, my background is humble, and I have been expelled from the Qingyu Sect. The sect does not welcome me because I cannot practice. But I am still alive, and there is still hope for the path of martial arts cultivation. I will not give up halfway. Although the Heavenly Spirit Sect has declined, at least it is also a martial arts sect with a rich heritage. Maybe it will take me into the household. This is my only hope, I can't give up. A hint of determination flashed in Yiling's eyes, his fists clenched tightly, and he walked step by step towards the Heavenly Spirit Sect. However, when he walked to the door, he was startled. The majestic Tianling Sect is crafted from the dragon bones of the underworld sea, with each ferocious and protruding bone spur flowing with runes on the surface, shining brightly. Even standing at the foot of the mountain, one can feel a suffocating pressure that makes one involuntarily want to kneel and submit. Where is the Heavenly Spirit Sect really? Didn't you say that the Heavenly Spirit Sect had already declined a few years ago? How could it have such strong strength? Ling was surprised in his heart. Although he couldn't cultivate martial arts, his eyesight was excellent. He could tell at a glance that the material of this mountain peak was definitely not the bones of ordinary spirit beasts. He calmed down and once again turned his gaze to the sect. At this glance, he was completely stunned. From a distance, the Heavenly Spirit Sect is shrouded in a mist, with occasional phantom images of exotic beasts emerging. The rich spiritual energy shocks everyone. How could this be a declining sect? Not to mention those small sects, even many sects cannot be compared to the Tianling Sect in terms of scale and layout. I think this is all a rumor. The Heavenly Spirit Sect is likely a hidden immortal family sect. A fiery gleam flashed in Yiling's eyes. It was rumored that the Qingyu Sect did not attach great importance to the cultivation of its disciples, but rather focused on fate and causality. After speaking, Ling walked into the Tianling Sect without hesitation. But soon, the picture changed. A huge green dragon appeared in front of him, with a pair of majestic vertical pupils staring at him. The terrifying dragon's power made Ling feel suffocated. Well, that's Qinglong, an ancient ferocious beast. Ling was completely stunned. How could such an extinct divine beast be in the Heavenly Spirit Sect? Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 3. Blood Spirit Holy Body Ling. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Tianling Sect, a training room on a mountain peak. Lin Chen slowly opened his eyes, and a faint red light flowed through his pupils. 2 turbid breaths emanated from his nostrils, like a white dragon, emitting a terrifying aura. Then, his breath disappeared. If you practice for a while longer, you can constantly break through. This forbidden technique, which can only be practiced in the divine mansions, is truly extraordinary. At this moment, an interface suddenly popped up, displaying the image on the sect map. Someone has triggered the Patriarch Protection Formation. The intruder. Is it the Qingyu Sect? Lin Chen raised his eyebrows, with no trace of fear in his eyes. He has now reached the realm of refining dirt, and on this side, he can almost be said to be invincible, not to mention 10 attacks of divine soul power. Even if the ancestor of the Qingyu Sect comes, he will be instantly killed. The divine soul realm, an unheard of realm, has already exceeded Lin Chen's understanding just because of this. Coincidentally, our sect has just been promoted and we don't have any extra staff. We do need new disciples to join. Lin Chen's mind turned and his figure flashed, disappearing from the original position. In the great formation of protecting the ancestor, Ling's face was extremely pale, and she was sweating profusely from behind. Her whole body was not even trembling. He knew that he had touched the great patriarch formation. The green dragon in front of me is not something I can handle. As long as he tried again, he would be instantly killed, but there was no trace of fear in his eyes. Great, you have a determined heart and are not afraid of any challenges. As long as you have enough talent, you can continue on the path of martial arts. In the mountain protection formation, Lin Chen saw Ling's reaction and nodded slightly, very satisfied. The next moment, a strange blood light flashed in his eyes. This is a pair of eyes that can see through the past and the future. Name. Ling. Age. 17 years old. Realm. None, quenched body. Realm, currently falling. Talent. Excellent physical condition. None. Personality. Gentle loyalty. None. Fate. There is no one in a million. In the past. When he was young, he was the first genius of the Qingyu Sect and was considered the successor of the Qingyu Sect. Unfortunately, his meridians were destroyed by treacherous people and he could no longer practice. 3 days ago, he broke off his engagement with He Ziwei, the daughter of the elder of the Qingyu Sect. In a fit of anger, he cut his finger and wrote a divorce letter, leaving Qingyu Sect and living a turbulent life. At this moment, Lin Chen couldn't help but grin. The people of the Qingyu Sect have extraordinary talents, but due to the complete breakdown of their meridians, they terminated their engagement with their fiancée and even signed a letter of divorce. Lin Chen saw a unique destiny in Ling. This kind of person, even if temporarily unable to cultivate, can still rely on their own qi to reach the peak of martial arts. This auspicious golden dragon seems to have played a significant role in bringing a promising disciple to the sect. Lin Chen narrowed his eyes and murmured, "If I let you go, you may become a hegemon in the future, but there will also be an upper limit. At that time, your path on the martial arts path will have greater development." Lin Chen's figure disappeared from the original place. What should I do? The power of Qinglong is not something I can resist. I'm afraid I was already killed by him before I even became a disciple. Ling's face turned red, her muscles bulged all over her body, and her clothes were soaked in sweat. She exerted all her strength to withstand the pressure of Qinglong. Suddenly, both the sense of oppression and the pressure from Qinglong disappeared. A handsome figure emerged from the mist, like a heavenly deity descending to earth. Immortal. Yi Ling looked excited and knelt down on the ground, his face full of sincerity. Please accept me as your disciple, I want to join the Heavenly Spirit Sect. Yi Ling had a profound impression on this sect and the mountain protection formation. He could hardly imagine how terrifying such a hidden sect was behind the scenes. If he misses the opportunity to enter the Heavenly Spirit Sect, he may regret it for a lifetime. Are you Yi Ling, because your meridians have been disabled and you cannot practice? Yi Ling's face stiffened, and an indescribable sense of disappointment surged in his heart. Before he could answer, Lin Chen spoke again. I am the leader of the Tianling Sect. Do you know who I am? Starting today, you will be a miscellaneous disciple. So I will recast your meridians, give you an ancient holy body, and give you a chance to practice. Would you be willing to do so? Lin Chen's words were light, but when they fell into Yi Ling's ear, they were like thunder, causing a huge shock to his heart and mind. His body stiffened slightly, but soon his eyes became solemn. I, Yi Ling, have lived and died together with the Heavenly Spirit Sect throughout my life. The sect is alive and the people are alive, and the sect is dead and the people are dead. Xie Zhengjiao. At this moment, Yi Ling's loyalty to him transformed into a vow to follow him to the death. Okay. Lin Chen's mind twitched as a glowing ball emerged from the void, emitting a dazzling red light, crashing towards Yi Ling's body. This is the prototype of the blood spirit holy body. Ding, joining a new disciple for further development has made the sect very happy and decided to offer the disciple training gift package. You have obtained the ancient flood and wilderness technique. You have obtained the Rakshasa sword technique. You have obtained the resting place and cultivation room for the miscellaneous disciples. You have obtained an unlimited supply of divine-level spiritual veins. Indeed, I am a person with great fortune. Even if I enter the Heavenly Spirit Sect, it has been of great help to me. Lin Chen couldn't help but smile as he looked at the pile of rewards. As for Yi Ling, his face was already flushed, as if about to bleed, and his whole body was enveloped in a violent aura. A terrifying aura erupted from his body, causing blood to seep out of his skin. Rao, with his composure, couldn't help but tremble all over his body. Fine beads of sweat oozed from his forehead, but no sound was made. He knew that this was a special kind of bloodline power that was changing his bones and meridians, causing his body to undergo earth-shattering changes. This was an opportunity for him to regain his life and not to be missed. After a while, the unbearable pain finally disappeared, and Yi Ling could clearly feel that her qualifications and bloodline had become extremely terrifying. Besides, I finally have a hint of spiritual energy in my body, and I can practice now. Yi Ling burst into tears of joy. After years of nightmares, they were finally resolved, which made him even more admire and grateful to Lin Chen. He knew that all of this was created by the patriarch. Such an incredible method is simply unheard of. I have never heard of such a supernatural power in Qingyu County. Is it some hidden expert? It seems that the cultivation of this leader is no longer comparable to that of ordinary people, and he has also mastered an incredible divine power. Without any hesitation, Yi Ling immediately knelt down with a devout expression in his eyes. Thank you very much, Patriarch. He secretly felt fortunate in his heart that after coming out of the Qingyu Sect, he did not go to other sects, but went to the Tianling Sect. It is almost impossible to go further without the Heavenly Spirit Sect. From now on, I, Yi Ling, will definitely work hard to cultivate and wholeheartedly serve the Heavenly Spirit Sect. Yi Ling looked up at Lin Chen, his eyes filled with determination. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 4. The Ancient Flood and Wilderness Technique, the Rakshasa Sword Technique. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Chen's expression was calm, and he had long anticipated that Yi Ling would have such a reaction. You should know that a warrior, without many opportunities, roots, and talents, is determined from birth and cannot be changed at all. And Lin Chen not only enhanced Yi Ling's talent and bones, but also helped him repair damaged meridians and obtain the blood of ancient blood spirits, which is simply unbelievable. It is truly shocking that a useless person with completely broken meridians has become a martial arts genius in such a short period of time. If this news spreads, it may not be long before many powerful forces come to investigate the Heavenly Spirit Sect. Yi Ling was originally a person with added energy and a protagonist aura. Even if he didn't join the Heavenly Spirit Sect, he would definitely make some achievements in the future. Now I am healing his wounds first, and I have given him the blood spirit holy body. I believe he will have something to do in the future. Lin Chen smiled faintly, as if he had already seen the future glory of the Heavenly Spirit Sect. He thought for a moment, snapped his finger, and emitted 2 rays of light, which disappeared into Yi Ling's eyebrows. As a disciple of my Heavenly Spirit Sect, I will give you 2 top-notch techniques. You should practice them well and never slack off. Don't let down my expectations. The cultivation room and rest room are both in the side hall, you can find them yourself. I have high hopes for you and want you to become a powerful person as soon as possible. As the words fell, Lin Chen flashed and disappeared from Yi Ling's sight. At first, Yi Ling was stunned. He was digesting these 2 obscure and difficult techniques, but for a moment, he had not yet regained his senses. One is the ancient flood and wilderness technique, and the other is the Rakshasa sword technique. His martial arts are incredibly powerful and can be considered invincible at the same level. He can even fight beyond the level and is not an ordinary person. Almost instantly, Yi Ling realized the value of these 2 secret books and gasped heavily. Even the Qingyu Sect cannot find anything comparable to it. This gave him more affirmation of Lin Chen's identity. The leader is truly a hermit expert, and the old men in Qingzhou County are not his opponents at all. Yi Ling's eyes gradually became hot, and the thought of following the leader and joining the Heavenly Spirit Sect ignited an indescribable passion in his heart. Master, I will definitely not disappoint your expectations. Yi Ling knelt down where Lin Chen was originally standing, with deep eyes. She knelt on the ground and knocked for half an hour before leaving. Entering the cultivation room, Yi Ling seized every opportunity and began to cultivate. After Lin Chen left, he did not continue his cultivation. They arrived at an open field and began to choose. Yi Ling's aptitude and temperament are both top-notch, and he doesn't need any guidance at all. He just needs to practice diligently, and he will definitely achieve something in the future. The divine-level spiritual pulse is a rare object in heaven and earth, which can give birth to spiritual artifacts. At a glance, it is the highest-level spiritual pulse in the world. After choosing a position, Lin Chen silently recited a sentence in his heart. In an instant, a loud roar echoed throughout the world. The clouds roll and the auspicious light flows, and the colorful light envelopes the entire Tianling Sect, as if there is a treasure about to be born inside. The extremely strong spiritual energy of heaven and earth permeates every corner of the entire Tianling Sect. Especially the mountain peak where Lin Chen is located, the spiritual energy between heaven and earth is almost condensed into liquid. Even the nearby peaks are filled with abundant spiritual energy. The Qi-Luck golden dragon hidden within the Heavenly Spirit Sect also slowly opened its eyes, and a faint sound of dragon chanting came out, as if it had been nourished by this divine vein. Lin Chen sensed the mutation of the Tianling Sect and began practicing on this mountain peak. After a while, he stopped practicing and felt the rich spiritual energy slowly being absorbed in his body. With this divine-level spiritual pulse, our cultivation speed will be several times faster. Then, he continued to practice hard. Although he has many trumps, even if a master from the Qi-Si realm comes, he is not afraid at all. However, he also knows that his own strength is the most important. At the same time, Yi Ling also arrived at a cultivation room. Just as he was meditating to regulate his breath, he suddenly felt an astonishing spiritual power emanating from the main peak. Then, He could see that the spiritual energy around him was increasing and becoming more and more intense. The sect leader is indeed powerful. He can quickly bring the purity of spiritual energy between heaven and earth to this level. Even a large spiritual gathering array cannot achieve it. Ling sighed once again in her heart, admiring the leader even more. I have just entered the sect, and with such incredible methods, the leader has provided me with a better cultivation environment. I must work hard. Ling secretly made up his mind and put everything away before entering a state of cultivation. In a cultivation room, Ling held an antique long sword and swung it over and over again, simple and unadorned, without any fancy. But in fact, every time he swung his long sword, there was a powerful spiritual fluctuation, even shattering the void. What he is practicing is the Rakshasa sword technique. The Rakshasa, in ancient times, was a terrifying demon that made people tremble with fear. The Rakshasa swordsmanship was created by a great master after killing the Rakshasa. This sword technique has astonishing power, and if successfully cultivated, its power will reach an extremely terrifying level. Ling's talent was already good, and now he has obtained the blood spirit holy body, which has further enhanced his talent and understanding in cultivation to the extreme. Not long after he learned the Rakshasa sword technique, a faint sword intent appeared in the practice room, leaving a deep mark on the stone wall. He truly mastered this sword technique. In the practice of Rakshasa swordsmanship, Ling's breath grew longer and his heartbeat grew louder, like an ancient ferocious beast waking up from ancient times, with blood boiling and heart palpitating. This is the ancient technique of the flood and wilderness. With the ancient flood and wilderness technique, combined with the Rakshasa sword technique, Ling's strength may soon soar to an extremely terrifying level. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 5. Someone from Qingyu Sect. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. For several days in a row, Lin Chen devoted himself wholeheartedly to his cultivation. With the help of the ancient mansion's divine body and divine scriptures, his understanding and talent were all first class, and his cultivation progressed rapidly. From the early stage of the Qi realm to the current peak of the soul attendant, it has only been a few short days. If there were outsiders here, they would definitely be scared out of their wits. The higher the cultivation, the harder it is to advance. It is almost impossible to break through to the soul-condensing realm in just a few days, even the top talents cannot achieve this. But the fact is that, after passing through the quenching body realm, forging bone realm, refining dirt realm, and Qi realm, there are still 5 major realms behind, which are soul attendants, condensing soul, soul wandering, divine soul, destruction, and treading on void. And each realm is the same as before, namely beginner, intermediate, high. Level, and peak. I never expected that in just a few days, I had already reached the realm of soul service. With such a terrifying pace of progress, looking around the world, I'm afraid I won't be able to find a second person again. Feeling the surging power in his body, Lin Chen couldn't help but laugh. After reaching the realm of soul service, he already possesses divine consciousness and can see everything around him without the need for a system. Lin Chen instinctively glanced at Ling with his divine sense, and saw that Ling was diligently practicing in the practice room, not at all like a lazy person. It seems that my vision is right. Ling is a diligent person, and in the future, he will definitely achieve some success in the path of martial arts. Ling naturally didn't know. The leader of the sect had been watching him before, and he knew that he would only have the opportunity to cultivate under the sect leader's guidance. He has been abandoned for over a decade and cannot practice. Now that he finally has the opportunity to practice, he must work hard and not disappoint the sect leader. Ding, our sect has sensed that the host's cultivation has improved, and all the disciples are also working hard to cultivate. We are here to offer you the authority of the sect leader. The divine weapon Peak was delighted to see the master of the mansion make great progress, and specially presented the demon god armor, and, blood prison immortal sword. The sect leader, Zhu Feng, also does not want to fall behind others, so we have decided to dedicate the Tree of Enlightenment to the sect. When Lin Chen heard this sentence, he was first surprised, and then showed an excited expression. This sect is awesome. Every time he is promoted, there will be a treasure given to him. What should he do? The power of being in charge of the sect, within the Heavenly Spirit Sect, the pressure I emit is enough to make all the arrogant beings admire it. Even those with higher cultivation than me will be intimidated by my aura. Lin Chen's mind twitched, and a strong and domineering aura emanated from him. His clothes were calm and his entire mountain was trembling, as if paying homage to him. What a terrifying power! If the opponent's cultivation is much higher than mine, under the power of my teaching, it is very likely to be scared to death. Fortunately, the power of teaching can be self-regulated. Lin Chen calmed down and adjusted his momentum. In the future, if you want to bring other sons of Qi into your family, the authority of the leader is the best proof. Then, he examined some of the treasures he had obtained. Demon God Armor, a high-level holy artifact, the armor of an ancient demon god, engraved with the ancient runes of the ancient demon god, has infinite power and is claimed to be able to withstand divine attacks. Lin Chen took out the armor of the demon god, emitting black light and terrifying power, as if to shatter everything around him, making people tremble with fear. This demon god armor is really powerful. Lin Chen nodded in satisfaction and took out another thing. This sword is a high-level holy artifact, a sword of immortality. It has been nurtured for tens of thousands of years in the cold blood demon pool in the abyss, containing a divine aura. Its sharpness is unparalleled, and with a single strike, it can crack mountains and rocks. A crimson immortal sword, on the surface, it doesn't have any special features, but that sharp aura is something that no one dares to approach. The almost condensed sword energy surrounds the sword body, causing the surrounding spiritual energy of heaven and earth to twist. Another holy weapon, it's too terrifying. Lin Chen's heart shook as he was well aware of the value of these two weapons. Divine weapons and weapons are generally classified according to their levels, from low to high. Spiritual tools, precious tools, Taoist tools, magical tools, sacred tools, imperial tools, immortal tools, acquired spiritual tools, innate spiritual tools, ancient spiritual tools, and chaotic spiritual tools. Going further down, there are low-level, intermediate, and high-level. Even the renowned Qingyu Sect in Qingzhou County, the Zhenzong treasure of Qingyu Sect is nothing more than a low-level sacred artifact. But now, Lin Chen has two high-level sacred objects. This kind of thing only exists in legends, and few people can see it with their own eyes. If there is any news leaked, I don't know how many forces will take the lead. This ancient tree of enlightenment is truly extraordinary. Lin Chen put away two sacred objects and walked out of his cultivation room to an open place where there was an ordinary big tree. That is the Wudao tree. Strangely, there is not even a single leaf on this big tree, it is bare and its bark is cracked, looking as if it will wither at any moment. But if you get closer, you will find that several fruits of enlightenment have grown on the ancient tree of enlightenment, emitting a mysterious atmosphere. As soon as Lin Chen sat under the ancient tree of Wudao, he felt a mysterious force enveloping him, as if standing in the most essential place. This ancient tree of enlightenment is indeed a treasure that has been lost for a long time. No wonder some ancient races went extinct due to their competition for it. It turns out that this ancient tree of enlightenment has such miraculous effects. In less than half an hour, Lin Chen sat under the ancient tree of enlightenment and realized the divine power of the river of time. A dazzling light suddenly shone on Lin Chen's fingers, spreading like ripples from between his fingers. The surrounding space seemed distorted, with eerie ripples rippling out. That space seems to have become faster. This level of divine ability, even in ancient times, should not be underestimated. Lin Chen smiled faintly, and his finger swiped again. This time, the green spirit grass grew smaller and smaller until it completely disappeared. Time goes back. I don't know how effective this wudao fruit really is. Lin Chen was about to pick a wudao fruit and give it a try, when suddenly a picture appeared in his mind, which was outside the sect. My Heavenly Spirit Sect, surprisingly someone broke into me. People from the Qingyu Sect. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 6. People of our sect. I can't tolerate being bullied. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Just a kilometer away from the Tianling Sect mountain gate, there is a person dressed in a blue shirt, with a dignified appearance, wearing a jade crown on his head, his hair tied up with a jade hairpin, and a white jade long sword emitting a strong aura hanging from his waist. He is dressed in a green shirt and has a dignified appearance. Behind him, on the other hand, was a strong man with his head lowered and bowing in salute. Are you sure that Yi Ling is in the Heavenly Spirit Sect? Zhou Yu's voice was somewhat cold, his eyebrows slightly raised, exuding a sense of pride. Not bad, I accidentally met him a few days ago and was heading towards the Heavenly Spirit Sect. The burly man grinned and said with some flattery, if nothing unexpected happens, he should have entered the Heavenly Spirit Sect by now. Are you serious? Zhou Yu turned his head and looked, his expression fixed. Senior brother Zhou, at least you are also an inner disciple of the Qingyu Sect. How could I deceive you? The big man said as he reached out to Zhou Yu with a pleasing smile on his face. I hope so. Zhou Yu waved his hand and a few spirit stones fell onto the person's hand. The person seemed afraid that Zhou Yu would suddenly change his mind and quickly retreated. Yi Ling, is Ziwei Junior sister someone like you who can be stained with garbage? She even wrote a blood rest letter in public. Do you think you are very impressive? Zhou Yu snorted coldly, and a hint of coldness flashed in his eyes. How dare you make junior sister He Ziwei so unhappy? Today, I will personally take action and kill you, which can be considered as a resolution to senior sister He Ziwei's worries. As he spoke, he drew a white jade long sword from his waist and strode towards the Heavenly Spirit Sect. However, as he approached the mountain gate of the Tianling Sect, a hint of surprise appeared on his face. Isn't the leader of the Tianling Sect dying in the hands of the elders of the Qingyu Sect? Why hasn't this sect disbanded yet? What's going on? The mountain gate, constructed with thick bones, is like an ancient giant dragon, staring at Zhou Yu with a terrifying and powerful aura emanating from it, which is heart-wrenching and has an indescribable fear and awe. From a distance, the entire sect is shrouded in immortal aura, with the figures of exotic beasts appearing faintly. The rich spiritual energy is breathtaking. What is this, a declining and dilapidated sect? Even those super martial arts sects cannot be compared to it. Zhou Yu suddenly felt that compared to their Qingyu sect, the Heavenly Spirit Sect was like heaven and earth. We haven't taken the wrong path, have we? In theory, the current Tianling Sect shouldn't have such a situation, but this plaque. Zhou Yu instinctively took a step back, and on the ground beneath his feet, runes appeared one after another, forming a mysterious formation. Is it the Patriarch Protection Formation? Zhou Yu's pupils shrank, and at that moment, he suddenly realized that a huge, fierce beast phantom appeared in front of him. Well, isn't that vermilion bird? How could it be like this? The blazing flames seemed to be burning up the void, and the terrifying vermilion bird, towering thousands of miles, was facing Zhou Yu. This pressure made Zhou Yu gasp for breath, his legs trembling uncontrollably, and his eyes filled with fear. At the same time, Yi Ling woke up from the practice room and saw Lin Chen standing in front of him. Pay respects to the sect leader. Without any hesitation, Yi Ling knelt down on the ground, his face full of loyalty and respect. Get up now. Lin Chen waved his sleeve and projected Zhou Yu's image onto the outside. His name is Zhou Yu, and he is a disciple of the Qingyu Sect. I have a clear understanding of your grievances with him. Your fiancée A.E. only married Zhou Yu because she was interested in his talent, and because you couldn't practice, she abandoned you and married him. Yi Ling rarely spoke, just clenched his fists tightly. Feng Shui takes turns, don't deceive young people into poverty. This is what you once said. Lin Chen patted Yi Ling's shoulder and smiled gently. However, you must understand that those who humiliate, bully, or harm you will be repaid 10 times. This is the rule of the Tianling Sect. People of our sect cannot tolerate being bullied by others. Now your cultivation has reached the middle stage of the bone-forging realm, similar to Zhou Yu's. He has arrived at the gate of Tianling Mountain and is going to kill you. What are your plans? I dare to ask the sect leader, what status does Qingyu Sect hold in your eyes? Yi Ling remained silent for a moment, with an uncontrollable anger in his voice, slowly saying. Qingyu Sect. Lin Chen smiled faintly and said, to me, you are just an ant. Since that's the case, I'll kill him. A sword light suddenly appeared in the room, and a hint of coldness flashed in Yi Ling's eyes. Kill the heart demon and forge the heart of martial arts. Okay. A layer of vague spatial ripples emanated from Lin Chen's fingers and covered Yi Ling's body. This is the answer I want. You are my eldest disciple, you can't disappoint me. In the next moment, Yi Ling's figure flashed and disappeared completely from the cultivation room. Outside the mountain gate, Zhou Yu had already activated the mountain protection formation, his legs weak and he couldn't lift any strength. What should I do? How can I live in the face of the legendary mythical beast? Zhou Yu trembled and lifted the white jade sword in his hand, but he had no intention of taking action. He still held a glimmer of hope in his heart. If he didn't take action, this vermilion bird divine beast might even let him go. However, the body of the vermilion bird began to dissipate and turned into a flame. Then, a thin figure slowly walked out of the formation. This person is none other than Yi Ling. Yi Ling, you really came. Zhou Yu was taken aback when he saw Yi Ling, and a hint of surprise flashed in his eyes. How did he enter the Patriarch Protection Formation? However, he didn't think much because Vermilion Bird had already left the formation and he didn't plan to stay here anymore. He couldn't figure out how a divine beast like the Vermilion Bird, which had already disappeared, could appear in a small sect mountain protection formation. But the fact is, any attack from the Vermilion Bird divine beast can take his life, and he must leave. You're lucky enough to die a little more happily. Zhou Yu came alone. He had originally planned to torture Yi Ling before killing her, but the current situation has made him a bit embarrassed. Seeing Yi Ling appear, he was about to take action, and a spiritual light burst out from his fingertips, carrying powerful spiritual power and rushing towards Yi Ling. In Zhou Yu's eyes, Yi Ling was still a waste, a martial artist in the bone-forging realm who could easily kill him with just one palm. Just as he was about to kill Yi Ling and leave quickly, the voice of Yi Ling came from behind. Zhou Yu, is this your skill? Zhou Yu was startled and turned his head to see Yi Ling standing there with a calm expression. Is he still alive? Zhou Yu couldn't help but frown, sensing the spiritual energy emanating from Yi Ling's body. His face changed slightly and he said, your cultivation has been restored, and you can start practicing again. However, Zhou Yu sneered. Yi Ling, even if you restore your cultivation, what's the use? Do you think that my years of hard cultivation are just for others to see? Although I don't know what adventures you have had in the Tianling Sect, even with only half a month of cultivation, daring to trouble our sect is like seeking your own death. A cold light flashed in Zhou Yu's eyes, and the white jade sword was unsheathed, ready to strike and kill Yi Ling, before quickly leaving. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 7. Red Jade Blood Sword, Supreme Sword Seed, Sword Spirit Fruit. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Seeking Death. Yi Ling stomped her feet and suddenly disappeared from the original position, saying, "It was you who wanted to die on your own. How dare you run to our Heavenly Spirit Sect to cause trouble and alarm the sect leader? I must cut off your head and apologize to the sect leader." However, the following scene surprised Zhou Yu greatly. At this moment, Yi Ling's figure disappeared directly from the original position. No, to be precise, it was because Yi Ling's movements were so fast that Zhou Yu didn't even have time to see clearly. A dazzling and terrifying sword light had already arrived in front of him, blocking his sight. Rakshasa sword technique. Not good. A strong sense of crisis rose from Zhou Yu's heart, prompting him to place the white jade sword on his chest without hesitation, attempting to block the blow. However, a scene that shocked him appeared, and the white jade sword had no effect at all. A resounding sound sounded. With a sound of metal and iron roaring, the white jade sword was split in half by Yi Ling's knife, and Zhou Yu's entire arm was also cut off. The fracture was smooth like a mirror, and bright red blood kept gushing out. Zhou Yu let out a scream, his face pale, and he fell to the ground due to the aftershocks. So weak. A strange color flashed in Yi Ling's eyes. He only used the first move of the Rakshasa sword technique. And at first, I just wanted to test the opponent's strength, without using half of my strength, but now, these must be the mysteries of the two methods passed down by the sect leader, and the sect leader also helped me reshape my meridians, giving me the ancient holy body. Therefore, my power far exceeds that of my peers. Yi Ling faintly felt that he was no longer the same as before. With his current strength, not to mention killing warriors of the same level, even if it's a top-level battle, it's still easy. How could this be? My white jade sword is a precious weapon, and the iron sword in Yi Ling's hand cannot even be considered a spiritual weapon. How can it be cut off? Zhou Yu was also puzzled. He couldn't figure out what kind of adventure Yi Ling had recently and how could he have made such a big move forward. Is it related to the Heavenly Spirit Sect? Zhou Yu knew he was not a match for Yi Ling, but he was not afraid because he had a powerful sect behind him, which was the Qingyu Sect. In the entire Qingzhou County, they were all powerful and few dared to offend them. Moreover, he also had his thoughts on Yi Ling. If he could get an opportunity from Yi Ling, then, Yi Ling, you are so bold that you dare to take action against me. I am a disciple of the Qingyu Sect. Once you report to Qingyu Sect, you will undoubtedly die. Zhou Yu stood up unsteadily from the ground, with a hint of cunning on his face. Those who are sensible will hand over all the treasures you have obtained. I can let bygones be bygones and not take your life in the future. Yi Ling laughed heartily and pointed his sword at Zhou Yu. Zhou Yu, who do you think you are? With just your small sect. How dare you cause trouble in our Heavenly Spirit Sect? If it causes the sect leader to be angry, your Qingyu Sect is just a matter of fingertips. I was able to take this step today thanks to you. Since the leader asked me to kill you, I will definitely do it the next second. Yi Ling's body moved and he drew out his iron sword. A terrifying sword light bloomed in the void, accompanied by a terrifying sword intent, and he killed Zhou Yu. This time, he no longer stayed behind and wanted to kill Zhou Yu. The leader of the Tianling Sect. Didn't he have already been killed by the powerful members of the Qingyu Sect? Zhou Yu was shocked to see Yi Ling take action again. With such a fast speed, how could he possibly avoid it? Yi Ling, I am a disciple of the Qingyu Sect. If you dare to attack me, you will undoubtedly die. If you kill me, your fiancée Ae Hiziwei will become a widow. However, Yi Ling's attack did not stop, and a cold light flashed through. The terrifying sword intent cut open a long trail on the earth. For a moment, smoke and dust rose everywhere. Zhou Yu was also split in half and died on the spot. The relationship between Hiziwei and me is not good, and I also divorced her. She is widowed, what does she have to do with me? Yi Ling looked at the corpse on the ground with an indifferent expression. At this point in the development of the matter, he thought he would have to go through a tough battle to kill Zhou Yu. But he never expected that Zhou Yu would be so weak. No, it was because his own strength was too great. Zhou Yu had no way to resist his casual blow. The sect leader is indeed powerful. Whether it's the cultivation techniques or the holy body he gave me, it's probably beyond our understanding. Yi Ling's reverence for Lin Chen deepened in his heart. In the future, we need to practice even harder, only in this way can we not disappoint the sect leader's expectations of him. Not far away, Lin Chen was also watching this scene. The sect was pleased to see Yi Ling sweep through the inner disciples of the Qingyu Sect with his own strength, and decided to give you this disciple growth training gift pack. You have obtained the red jade blood sword, you have obtained the supreme sword seed, and you have obtained the sword spirit fruit. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 8. Launch the template for top Qi Luck disciples. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Yi Ling was about to dispose of the body when an ethereal figure suddenly appeared in front of him. I have seen the sect leader. Yi Ling quickly bowed and bowed. Get up, Lin Chen looked at the body with a calm expression. Yi Ling, this battle is not only to confront the enemy, but also to hone your martial arts willpower. This is also a test for me on you. Upon hearing this, Yi Ling stiffened all over. Is Lin Chen testing him? Can I pass now? Seeing that the leader of the sect stopped speaking, Yi Ling's heart sank, but he didn't dare to go up and ask the truth. You passed this level. Lin Chen smiled slightly, flicked his finger, and light balls flew towards Yi Ling one by one. This is your reward for passing the assessment. You must continue to work hard and promote the Tianling Sect. Before Yi Ling could thank him, Lin Chen once again lost his trace. In Yi Ling's mind, there were also several light balls, all about treasures. Is this the red jade blood sword? Holding it in his hand, he could feel a bone-chilling chill. It was a long sword as thin as cicada wings, engraved with complex runes and emitting a sharp aura. Judging from the aura emanating from the red jade blood sword, it is at least a mid-level artifact. With a heavy emotion, Yi Ling opened another light ball, which was a sword embryo floating in the palm of his hand. Its color was white, but it faintly emitted a cold light, a terrifying and domineering sword intent, hovering around its body. Yi Ling trembled all over and said, Is this the supreme sword species that has been lost in the ancient sword tomb for a long time? Sword seed is an extremely rare treasure, born in the sword tomb, without a single one in the world. This is a divine artifact that can help people unite the heart of Kendo. After taking it, it can help people understand a great power in Kendo. Every appearance of a sword species triggers a terrifying bloody battle. Not to mention the supreme sword species. This is a treasure that has been lost for a long time. It can only appear when the supreme sword tomb is born, and its value far exceeds that of ordinary sword types. Next, it's Kendo spirit fruit. That is a fist-sized fruit, completely red in color, emitting a majestic sword-like aura. This Kendo fruit is also very precious. After taking it, not only can it elevate his Kendo talent and skills to the next level. Since the leader looks up to me so much, then I will definitely not disappoint your expectations. Yi Ling kowtowed heavily towards Lin Chen's mountain peak, with a sincere expression on his face. Qingyu Sect, in a pitch-black cultivation room, is a middle-aged man wearing a black robe sitting cross-legged. This person is the father of Zhou Yu, the elder of the Qingyu Sect, Zhou Xing. The middle-aged man seemed to notice something, his expression moved, and he had an extra jade plaque in his hand, with the two big characters, Zhou Yu, engraved on it. However, the intact nameplate somehow cracked a few cracks and turned into broken wood. Fallen. Yuer is dead. Who dares to kill my son? Zhou Xing's face was full of disbelief, then replaced by pain and anger, emitting an angry roar. A powerful wave of energy swept out and spread in all directions. The sign in his hand turned into a beam of light that penetrated his forehead, and then images of Zhou Yu before his death appeared before his eyes one by one. Tianling Sect, I will make you pay the price for this account. On a peak of the Qingyu Sect, there came an angry roar. Lin Chen was about to go to the training room to practice when he received a message on the panel. Ling, a miscellaneous servant disciple, is loyal to his sect and the Heavenly Spirit Sect is his destination. He can be well cultivated. Lin Chen smiled slightly and said, Ling's disciple is quite decent. He did not disappoint my cultivation of him. However, the Tianling Sect only accepted one miscellaneous disciple, isn't it a bit insufficient? Lin Chen frowned slightly as he was considering whether he should go out and take his apprentices outside. Ding, our sect feels deeply sorry to see that there is only one servant disciple of the Tianling Sect. Therefore, we have bestowed upon you a person with top-notch luck. Ding, the top Chi Luck disciple template is activated. With just a click, there will be a Chi Luck practitioner who will come to your door and can be checked at any time. Lin Chen heard the cold sound of the system and felt a sense of joy in his heart. Ling, as a disciple with top-notch Chi Luck, is already an extremely powerful force. Among his peers, he can easily defeat Zhou Yu. If all the disciples recruited by the Tianling Sect are of great fortune, then the Tianling Sect will become the most powerful martial arts force in the world. Lin Chen thought while clicking on Top Chi Luck Disciple. On the other side, thousands of miles away from the Heavenly Spirit Sect, a beautiful woman wearing black armor is hiding on a big tree, holding a long sword at the level of a spiritual weapon with both hands tightly, her eyes burning ahead. This woman is Xiao Lingxi, who was chased by the family. Xiao family, wait for me. You dare not even kill my grandfather, forcing me to marry the Wang family. As soon as she remembered the scene of her grandfather's dying, Xiao Lingxi's eyes involuntarily turned red, and tears uncontrollably flowed down her face. Grandpa's revenge, I must avenge it and make the Xiao family disappear from the world. And the Wang family, I am the same. My grandfather's death is closely related to you all. However, Xiao Lingxi was also aware that there was no time to cry at this time, as the other party was about to arrive. Not long after, 3 men dressed in black and wielding sharp weapons walked past Xiao Lingxi. There are only 3, but all of them are ordinary disciples, and none of them are from the bone-forging realm. Having confirmed this, Xiao Lingxi didn't hesitate and immediately jumped down. Die for me. Without hesitation, she swung out her sword and the cold light flickered. Oh no, she's hiding on a big tree, be careful. The black-robed man closest to Xiao Lingxi was cut in half and blood splattered under his attack. The other 2 turned around and saw Xiao Lingxi charging towards them at the fastest speed, with murderous intent in his eyes. After a moment, both of them fell at the same time, and Xiao Lingxi returned the long sword in his hand. There are only 3 hardened martial artists in the realm, which means there must be someone nearby. I need to leave here as soon as possible. Otherwise, if I encounter an expert in the bone-forging realm, I'm afraid I'll suffer a big loss. She couldn't be happy at all after killing these people. Instead, she felt a crisis approaching silently. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 9. Apprentice Xiao Lingxi, I have met the sect leader. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Escaping from the Xiao family is nothing but 2 paths. The first way is to find a major sect, practice well, and come back to seek revenge once my cultivation is successful. However, due to physical reasons, even those major sects may not allow me to enter. The second way is to enter the Heavenly Spirit Sect. I heard that the Heavenly Spirit Sect, which is thousands of miles away from here, has declined. If I want to join the Heavenly Spirit Sect, I don't need any conditions at all. It happens that I can conceal my true identity, and at the same time, I can find ways to help me heal my special physique. Xiao Lingxi was on the road, also thinking about what he should do. At this moment, a rustling sound suddenly came from ahead, and a middle-aged man in a purple robe walked out from inside. Lingxi, why do you need to be like this? Seeing Xiao Lingxi, the middle-aged man couldn't help but sigh and then said, Wang Hao from the Wang family not only has outstanding martial arts talent, but also has good talent. If you can marry him, her life will definitely be very good, and the relationship between our Wang and Xiao families will also become even closer. Elder Xiao, do you still have the face to say such things? Since you want a marriage alliance so much, then you should marry our Wang family. Xiao Lingxi's pretty face turned cold and she said with a murderous aura. This middle-aged man is the legitimate lineage of the Xiao family and also one of the main culprits who killed his grandfather. The most important thing is that this guy's cultivation has reached the middle stage of the bone-forging realm, and Xiao Lingxi is no match for him at all. Xiao Lingxi is very self-aware, and her current strength is at most tied with the early stages of bone forging. Elder Xiao watched as Xiao Lingxi kept retreating, as if he wanted to escape, and his face also became cold. The teeth are sharp and the mouth is sharp. It's not your decision. The Xiao family and the Wang family have decided this marriage. If you are let go, what's the face of the Xiao family? After the old man of the Xiao family finished speaking, his figure flashed and he swept forward. However, the elder of the Xiao family stopped and dared not take any further steps. I saw a man in white, who appeared in front of him at some point. He had an extraordinary demeanor, surrounded by an indescribable aura of Dao Yun, as if he were a divine mansion descending from the sky, making it difficult for people to approach. This person is none other than Lin Chen. Zhao's parents pondered for a moment and finally reported their family door with fists in their hands. I don't know who your excellency is. I am the elder of the Xiao family in Huiyan City, Qingzhou County. I came here to bring back my niece, who knows no bounds, to the Xiao family. I hope you can spare this matter for my sake. Elder Xiao bit the 3 words, Xiao family, very hard, making him stand on the opposite side of the Xiao family. Elder Zhao's disclosure of his background was also a warning to him not to interfere. The Xiao family can be considered a powerful force in this fiery city, and no one dares to offend them on weekdays. In the view of Elder Xiao, this mysterious person will soon leave, but the fact is not so. Lin Chen didn't even glance at the elder of the Xiao family, as if he hadn't heard him. His gaze fell on Xiao Lingxi, gentle and calm, making her ears slightly red. Xiao Lingxi saw Lin Chen suddenly emerge, with a bewildered expression on her face, and she was completely stunned. Have you reached the early stage of quenching body state in your cultivation? Lin Chen's gaze fell on Xiao Lingxi and asked. Xiao Lingxi was stunned for a moment, but still answered honestly, not bad. I have been stuck in the quenching state for 5 years and have not made any progress. For some reason, she felt an inexplicable sense of security in front of this man. Very good, I have seen your performance in the forest. At least among the same level, you are invincible. Xiao Lingxi could only respond softly. Do you know that you are the body of ancient Xianin? When asked by Lin Chen, Xiao Lingxi shook her head in confusion and said, I'm not sure, Grandpa never told me about it. Your cultivation has been stagnant during this period because your Xianin body is under a seal, which prevents the spiritual energy cultivated from being stored in your body. Xiao Lingxi, do you want to join my sect? I can find a way for you to unlock the Xianin spirit body. Finally, Lin Chen threw an olive branch at her. Before Xiao Lingxi could speak, Elder Xiao beside him showed impatience on his face. From his perspective, he couldn't even feel the fluctuation of Lin Chen's spiritual power, so he subconsciously regarded Lin Chen as a casual cultivator. Moreover, there is support from the Xiao family behind him, so he is not afraid. Young man, I advise you not to interfere, otherwise you will regret it. Elder Zhao's fist was wrapped in a spiritual power, but his body was rapidly aging. Noisy. Lin Chen said to Elder Xiao, the force emanating from his fingers seemed to be able to turn back time. Elder Xiao's skin withered at a visible rate, leaving only a withered bone, and the area where he stood was already barren. What a powerful force of time! Xiao Lingxi's pupils suddenly shrank, with a look of shock and terror in his eyes. You should know that even in ancient times, the power of time was extremely rare and precious, and even in today's Qingyu County, no one could master it. But the person in front of him is a strong person with the power of time, who kills Elder Xiao with one sword, and his cultivation is at least above the realm of refining dirt. What kind of person is he? I don't know what sect and sect the senior is. Xiao Lingxi didn't answer immediately, but instead asked. I am the leader of the Tianling Sect, and it is not difficult to unlock the Xianin body inside your body. Lin Chen's expression was calm, and the red light in his eyes slowly faded away. In an instant, he also put away the ancient blood in his eyes. Xiao Lingxi age. 18 years old. Realm. Early stage of quenching state talent. Excellent physical fitness. 0 personality. Kind-hearted loyalty. Slightly favorable fate. A peerless pride background. In childhood, my parents were nowhere to be found, wandering in the wilderness and being adopted by an old servant of the Xiao family. He is the first genius in the history of Flame City to reach the state of quenching. However, this situation did not last too long. Due to the Xianin body, she was trapped in the refining realm and had no hope of breaking through. She was looked down upon and bullied by others, and her status in the Xiao family also plummeted. Due to her outstanding appearance, she was betrothed to Wang Hao, the eldest son of the Wang family. Xiao Lingxi would rather die than surrender. With the help of an old servant, she secretly escaped from the Xiao family. However, the old servant who had taken care of her since childhood was killed and exiled to the streets, living a poor and impoverished life due to this incident. Okay, this is also a lucky one, protagonist mode. The ultimate luck of this Qiyun Golden Dragon is indeed powerful. After listening to Lin Chen's words, Xiao Lingxi didn't hesitate and knelt down to kowtow. My disciple Xiao Lingxi, I have met the sect leader. Xiao Lingxi's eyes were firm, and she knew that this was an opportunity for her to rise up. As long as her special constitution can be cured, she can avenge her grandfather. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 10. Marriage Alliance. Do you also deserve it? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding, our sect is very happy to discover that the future of this second-generation Qiyun son is limitless. We are giving him a first-generation disciple beginner's gift pack as a gift. You have obtained a Tai Gu Honghuang Dan. You have obtained the most essential skill of the Xianin royal family, the Xianin Nirvana technique. Ding, the martial arts pavilion discovered 2 or more disciples, feeling joyful and obtaining various precious martial arts. At this moment, the sound of the system came again. The system is still considerate. I was worried about how to solve the Xianin body, but I didn't expect it to bring me a big gift so soon. After speaking, Lin Chen looked at Xiao Lingxi. You are the second miscellaneous disciple in our sect. Since you have joined the sect, I will not treat you unfairly. This is a gift from me to you. With a flick of Lin Chen's finger, 2 light balls flew out and were caught by Xiao Lingxi. Xiao Lingxi was also taken aback when she saw the gift sent by Lin Chen, but when she saw the ancient Honghuang Dan, she immediately showed a surprised look. Even though she was just a lowly servant disciple, she didn't feel any displeasure. On the contrary, she showed even more respect to Lin Chen. This pill can lift the seal inside her body, allowing her to no longer be restricted by cultivation. So what the sect leader said is true. Xiao Lingxi could even feel clearly that even if she was just holding this ancient Honghuang Dan, she could feel that she was about to break through her cultivation. This is an unprecedented event. Master, that's not bad. This is the antidote to unlocking the Xianin body. With it, your Xianin body will be unlocked, and all problems will be solved easily. As Lin Chen spoke, with a flick of his sleeve, 2 large formations fell onto Xiao Lingxi's body. You still have a trace of persistence in your heart. If you cannot destroy the Wang and Xiao families this time, the path of martial arts may come to an end in the future. These 2 formations, one is the soul-seizing formation and the other is the soul-shaking formation, can help you quickly absorb the spiritual power between heaven and earth. When encountering enemies, you can also quickly absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, forming a defensive barrier. People below the soul attendant realm cannot break through this formation. Next, you should practice well here. Once you have unlocked the Xianin body and dealt with everything, you can return to the Heavenly Spirit Sect. From now on, you will be a member of my Tianling Sect. Lin Chen dropped these words and his figure flashed, disappearing into place. It is said that the leader of the Tianling Sect has already died in the hands of the Qingyu Sect. What's going on now? Xiao Lingxi finally realized that the rumors outside were not true at all. In front of him, the leader was like a deity, omnipotent. How could he have been killed by a small expert from the Qingyu Sect? The Heavenly Spirit Sect may be a hidden world sect. Moreover, the sect leader is also a person who is indifferent to fame and fortune. He doesn't want to be disturbed by the secular world, so he didn't refute the rumors. Thinking about the leader's expectations of her, Xiao Lingxi stopped thinking and sat down directly, starting to swallow the ancient Honghuang pill. Xiao and Wang families, please wait for me. Sooner or later, I will let you repay the debt with blood. And Lin Chen is practicing in seclusion, swallowing the fruit of enlightenment. In less than an hour, his momentum skyrocketed and his cultivation broke through once again. The fruit of enlightenment has a miraculous effect, Lin Chen couldn't help but admire. Next, he began to devote himself to cultivation again. The road of martial arts is long and arduous, and Lin Chen understands very well that he still has a long way to go. As the strength of the sect increases, the resistance he will face will become greater and greater. Although there are few disciples of the Heavenly Spirit Sect now, as the sect leader, in order to establish a powerful force, he needs to have sufficient deterrent power to make everyone pale. At this point, he dare not neglect. Half a day later, Xiao Lingxi finally refined the Taigu Honghuang pill, and the Xianin qi in his body was also released. Breaking free from the body of Xianin, her skin became increasingly fair and translucent. A head of jet black hair, draped over the shoulders, with no emotional fluctuations on her stunning appearance. Her rosy lips were like a delicate flower, her delicate collarbone exuded a cold temperament, like an extraordinary fairy. The spiritual energy on Xiao Lingxi's body became stronger and stronger, and his breath became more and more terrifying. She has reached the extreme of practicing the Xianin Nirvana technique. Every time she takes a breath, a cold breath spurts out from her nostrils. Near Xiao Lingxi, there was a group of people glaring angrily at him. Young Master Wang Hao, this guardianship formation is really strange. It's quite difficult for us to crack it. Led by an elder of the Xiao family, these people walked up to an extraordinary young man, looking embarrassed. It's okay. Wang Hao's eyes flickered with cunning, and he sneered, this formation is incredibly mysterious. Once it approaches, it will trigger an attack restriction. With one strike, even the strong players in the bone-forging realm will be instantly killed. He looked towards the place where Xiao Lingxi was located, and there was a body of a person who was a guard he brought out of his family. As soon as he approached, he was killed on the spot. Miss Xiao doesn't know where she got the guardian formation. One day, the spiritual power of this formation will always be exhausted. At that time, without the protection of the great formation, even if Miss Xiao had great abilities, she would still be unable to fly. Next, what we need to do is to observe its changes in silence. Upon hearing this, the elder of the Xiao family quickly smiled and complimented, young Master Wang Hao, he is indeed extremely intelligent. At this moment, the soul-seizing formation and the soul-shaking formation also dissipated simultaneously, and Xiao Lingxi's figure gradually emerged. As I expected, this grand formation seems to have run out of spiritual energy. Under the leadership of Wang Hao, a group of people walked up to Xiao Lingxi and smiled, saying, "Miss Xiao, are you waiting for me here? Is it difficult? Have you changed your mind and want to marry me?" At this point, Wang Hao thought that Xiao Lingxi was just a novice warrior, completely ignoring her. Marriage. Do you also deserve it? Xiao Lingxi slowly opened his eyes, their deep blue eyes sparkling with a faint light, exuding an endless chill. If I remember correctly, you killed my grandfather back then. Xiao Lingxi stepped on the ground with one foot, and the earth under her feet instantly froze into ice. Then it shattered with a loud bang, and a mid-stage momentum of the bone-forging realm emanated from her. She swayed like a gust of wind and headed straight for Wang Hao. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.